Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to study the sixth lecture from Hazrat Umar, time of Khilafat. So basically today we are going to study, today we are going to have an overview on different battles which took place during the time of Hazrat Umar. So yesterday we studied about Battle of Qadisiyah. That was the most important battle that took place there. Got it? So basically the Battle of Qadisiyah, it broke the backbone of the Persians, because the majority of the army, majority of soldiers what got killed by the Muslim in the battlefield. So that is why it was difficult for them to have a to get their strength back. So after the Battle of Qadisiyah, series of battles started that ended the total control of Persians on their land. So that is why we are going to study all of these battles, the three battles which helped the Muslim to capture the empire of Persia. So the first battle which took place was that capture of Madain. So Hazrat Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he got permission from Hazrat Umar that I need to attack on the Madain. Madain was a very important city of Persia. It was a city where trading activities were done on a great deal. So that is why Hazrat Umar actually gave permission to Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas to capture the Madain. So after a battle, Muslim got captured the Madain. Now all the area from Euphrates to Tigris came under the control of Muslim. We have studied in the earlier phase that Persia was irrigated land, and it was irrigated by two main rivers, Euphrates and Tigris. So the delta between these rivers came under the control of the Muslims, and Muslims do have the control of these points. Okay. After the battle of Madain, actually the king of Persia took refuge in Halwan. He started to prepare for the battles while he was in Halwan. So Persian actually they got the huge army again, because king he was very energetic, he was very passionate towards the defeat of the Muslim. So the Persian king actually he again gathered a huge army. They started to advance towards the Jalula. So that area, it was surrounded. It was there was a fort over there, a huge and strong fort was over there. So they took refuge in the fort, and they dig the deep ditch around the city, so that actually Muslim might not enter in the city. Now actually the Persian actually they started to fight some kind of a unique methodology in order to save their city, because they want to live within the city, and they want to stop Muslims there. So when Muslim actually started to march towards the Jalula. So when Kaka was the commander of that army, when they went there, they saw the whole situation. So they laid a siege of the city of Jalula. So this siege lasted for 7 months. Small battles took place all the time, but there was no huge battle took place during that activity. So Muslim actually they were facing some trouble, because they were in the foreign land. Sometimes they have to face some lack of food and other supply of food and other things. So in the same way, the people who were in the fort, they were also feeling some tiredness. So they thought that we need to came out from the city. We are supposed to attack the Muslim. We are supposed to destroy the Muslim by coming out. So they thought that actually we are in good position, because we are in the fort and we got our back is secured by the fort. So we need to get out and attack on the Muslim. So when they came out, Muslim actually played a tactic with them. How? Muslims started to pull back their army. When the people of Persian saw that actually the Muslims are going back, they thought that Muslims are not going to face our attack. So they thought that actually we need to attack with full might and full force the Persians. But it was a strategy of the Muslim that they want to pull back the Persian out of the fort. When this happened over there, the whole of the army, when came out of the fort, Muslims started to retrieve and attacked on them with their strength and their honor. So in the meanwhile, a storm broke out, which from the side of the Muslim. So people of Persia, they has to face two enemies right now, the storm and the Muslim. So Muslim actually got the victory. Muslim killed the most of the people of the Persia and So Muslim got captured the Jalula, but the residents of the city, they surrendered on the usually term that is known as jizya. So this is how Muslim got the victory in the battle of Jalula. The next battle actually, it was also important, that is known as battle of Nahawand. So defeat after defeat actually disturbed the Persians. So they did not fight for several months against the Muslim. So during that peace, the Persian king actually, he did not sit all alone. He was planning for something big. So that is why Muslim also want to stop him once for all. But because there was a peace over there, so they did not do anything. After several months, the Persian king, he was able to gather the huge army of 60,000 people. So 60,000 people, they started to gather at a place known as Nahawand. So that was important for Muslims, and there was important for Muslims that they need to step forward as soon as possible now, because they have been gathered in the Nahawand. So Muslim army also started their march towards the Nahawand. They were 30,000 in number. So that war lasted for 2 days. On the third day, when Persians were very close to face the defeat, they retrieved and they entered in the fort. They got entered in the fort. So Muslim actually, they had a bad experience of Battle of Jalula, that they have to stay there for 7 months. So they don't want a long siege. So after a few days, Muslims started to adopt a clever strategy in order to defeat the Persians. So what was the strategy? The Muslim leader gave order to his troops that you need to pack your luggage and you need to start moving away from the city. When Persians saw this in the fort, they thought that actually Muslims are leaving. Muslims have lost their heart, and they are going to go back to their land where they have come from. So that is why actually they came out to attack on the Muslim. Then when they came back, Muslims came forward and they attacked on the Persian, and Muslim got the victory. But the king actually, the head of the snake, it was king, he was still alive. He fled to Asfahan. From Asfahan he fled to Kiraman, and from Balkh. So this is how king actually he went to everywhere to gather some force or some other things, but he could not do anything. During the time of Hazrat Usman, he was killed in a battlefield. So my dear students, this is a last battle of Nahawand, which took place against the Persian, and Muslim got the victory. Now you need to write down the end of this battle. So what might be the end of this battle? This is the important one. So that battle sealed the fate of the Persia, because after that no battle actually took place, and the Persian emperor and the people, they could not resist against the Muslims, and Muslims started to capture the whole of the city, whole of the land of the Persia, and the Muslim became the superpower of the world. So my dear students, these were the battles which took place during the time of Hazrat Umar. Tomorrow inshallah we are going to study battles about against the Romans. Until then, Allah Hafiz.